If you're thinking about a move to Columbia, South Carolina and are curious about the local climate, you've come to the right place. I've been in Columbia Midlands area since 1997 and I'm here to guide you through the 4 distinct seasons you can expect. In Columbia, you can even experience all 4 seasons on the same day. So whether you're planning to move this year or next, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you find your dream home. Now let's delve into the nuances of Columbia's climate and address any concerns you might have. First up is winter. In Columbia, winter typically kicks off in December and lasts through January and February. Average daily highs range from approximately 58 degrees in January to 61 and 63 in December and February, respectively. This translates to a winter season characterized by pleasant 50s as the average high, with average lows hovering right around the upper 30s. While you won't experience heavy snowfall in Columbia, the occasional snowflake might appear. Though it's unlikely to cause any significant disruptions, it's a rarity to see snow on the ground, and when it does happen, it usually melts away relatively quickly. Unlike those regions further north, we're not equipped to battle snowstorms, so schools and some work might be canceled when snow graces us. School seems to actually close around here at just the mention of the S word, whether it snows or not. I can remember my first year here. My son was in preschool program at the elementary school, and it started to snow flurry unexpectedly. Mind you, this is before I had a cell phone. Little did I know, school was let out early since it was snowing. I had no idea schools would be shut down. They were trying desperately to get a hold of me to come pick up Trevor. Now that everyone has cell phones, it's not a big a problem, but I don't want you to be caught off guard like I was. People often flock to the stores the day before, stocking up on essentials like bread, milk, eggs, and preparation for the snow, only to find it melting away the next morning, leaving us with high 40s to mid 50s temperatures. Columbia and its surrounding areas plan for a couple of snow days each year, with makeup days scheduled later in the calendar to compensate for any missed classes. There have been years when a day had to be added at the end of the school year because of all the allotted snow days they were used up. Now, let's move on to spring and witness the city of Columbia's transform into a vibrant and colorful landscape. Spring typically graces us a bit earlier than some other regions, with unseasonably warm days appearing as early as March. These warm days gradually become more frequent. Average highs reach the upper 60s and low 70s, and the freezing temperatures of winter are left behind, with the average lows settling in at the upper 40s. Spring in Columbia is truly a sight with blossoming flowers and lush greenery. However, be prepared for pollen season, as we're known to have one of the harshest pollen counts in the country. Allergy sufferers, take note. It's wise to start taking your allergy medication early and continue it throughout the season, as it's not uncommon to see cars and outdoor furniture covered in yellow pollen. As we transition to summer, usually by the end of May, temperatures start to rise in Columbia. Highs reach in the high 80s and often peak in July, with an average high of around 95 degrees. During July and August, you can expect occasional 100-degree days, and evenings provide little respite as average lows remain right around 70 degrees. The heat is often accompanied by high humidity, and the region experiences its highest rainfall in July, with an average of about 5 inches of rain during the month. Columbia generally receives an annual average of 48 inches of rainfall, higher than the normal average in the national average of 38 degrees. This rainfall pattern often leads to afternoon thunderstorms, a common occurrence in the south. If you're relocating from an area with less rain, the thunderstorms might actually come as a bit of a shock, with repeated lightning and thunder. Time for planning water activities, hiking in the mountains, or simply cooling off in the lake or river tubing adventure. September, it marks the beginning of fall in Columbia. Average high temperatures remain around 84 degrees, making it feel somewhat like an extended summer. As we move into October, average high temperatures drop to 75 degrees, and by November, we see another decrease, settling at an average of around 67 degrees. It's not until November that we experience average lows below 50 degrees. Columbia's fall is relatively mild, with occasional warm days, even in November. Just recently we had highs in the 80s during November, so while some cold fronts might bring temperatures down to the 40s, true winter weather is not expected until December. Fall in Columbia offers breathtaking foliage, with many people taking trips to the nearby mountains to witness the leaves changing colors and indulge in activities like apple picking and fall festivals. In terms of exceptional weather and natural disasters, Colombia is relatively safe. We have minimal exposure to natural disasters compared to many other places in the United States. One concern that comes to mind is hurricanes. But Colombia is located far enough from the coast that by the time the hurricane reaches us, it's usually weakened to a tropical storm or even less. While we experience some wind and rain, it's not a catastrophic impact seen as in the coastal areas hit by those massive storms. Hurricanes have accounted for only a small percentage of storm events in recent decades, and they generally result in minor damage such as downed limbs, short-term power outages, and limited flooding in flood-prone areas. Regarding hail, we do experience it from time to time, but it's not a constant threat. Earthquakes and fires are not major concerns in the Columbia area either, although we have had more earthquake activity recently on the northeast side of Columbia. Our consistent monthly rainfall keeps the risk of fires low, although there might be a few days when the fire department advises against outdoor fires, primarily in late summer when the heat contributes to fire risks. Columbia also faces a moderate risk of tornadoes during storms, though they're not typically as severe as seen in the Midwest. And if you're an outdoor enthusiast, you'll find plenty to enjoy in Columbia and the Midlands area of South Carolina, with around 9 months of the year offering ideal outdoor conditions. You can indulge in activities such as tennis, hiking, boating, and golfing. The region provides ample warmth and sunshine, along with a mild winter, making it an excellent place to immerse yourself in nature year-round. Columbia offers a diverse climate with 4 well-defined seasons with minimal natural disaster risk, making it a perfect place for outdoor enthusiasts. So if you're thinking about calling Columbia your new home, you'll discover a warm and inviting environment. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and I'd encourage you to subscribe to my channel for regular content about life in Columbia, South Carolina. I'll see you next week.